Hey people, it's me again. So, anyways, I'm just doing my morning walk routine as far as that goes. As you can tell, it's like I'm wearing my noise hat, If anybody that ever really saw the anime Dramatical Murder, then they're kind of familiar with the whole hat is, See, you can see a little bit of it, like the pin, and then a little bit of the other stuff that the character Noise wears, as far as that goes. So, anyways, today is like Thanksgiving as far as that goes, but although we were supposed to have like plans today, that we were gonna go and see my relatives, but it was just canceled in the last minute because I think it was my uncle and my cousin got sick, like really bad, I think. Plus, I think it was my aunt was like doing the hosting thing right at the last minute, and in some ways I think I don't really blame her as far as really not wanting to do it in the last minute and all that, and as far as that goes, because I think there's just like this whole drama that's been going around with some of my aunts and all this sort of stuff, and that I would say it's just one of them was just doing that. They're just for the sake of like keeping the peace, because although it's like if there was like if it was kind of a little bit of a sitcom kind of thing, there could be just like one relative that is always has everything negative to say and all this sort of stuff, and wouldn't hold it back, and then would just unload on everyone, that kind of stuff like that, that sort of thing, and then there's always like this other like stereotype of like the whole whoever was the relative that could be like the perfectionist of some sort, that will criticize you down, even if like the silverware was slightly misplaced, that most people wouldn't even give two shits about, that sort of thing, but then again, it's like it is kind of maybe better that way. Not because of like the whole drama there and all that, but a lot of the reasons is that my aunt's house is about like an hour and a half away, and in normal conditions it's not really that bad, to tell the truth, but then, everybody driving off to whatever, especially like on the 15 northbound, could be pretty much backed up for hours and all that, and in a way, one of my brothers likes to just get up maybe like, and then get up really late, like right when everyone else was almost packed, and all this sort of stuff, and then holds everyone back a while there, and this sort of thing happens, So, not that I should really go around and blame my brother for that kind of thing, because like Grandpa had that sort of thing, that mentality of that, doing that just to kind of have to assert some sort of control of the situation, But anyways, as far as that goes, I mean, relatively, there have been some times I think that I might have ruined Thanksgiving for some reason, because I think that was also one where I think it was Thanksgiving of 92 or 91, where I think I stormed off. And then keep in mind, it was like, I was probably like 11 or 12 or whatever, but I had wandered off because I think I was just upset over the fact that I just wanted to eat the mashed potatoes at a later time and not have it all eaten up so early or whatnot. I mean, that was kind of the thing there. So, and plus, I think the other reason why I would probably, it's better not to go Thanksgiving and all of that kind of stuff is, of course, the election and all that, and then things get very heated in some kind of cases, like they had a show on what was that show? I mean, like on Saturday Night Live, when they did that one joke there, from last year. That was another one. But anyways, besides that, it could also be like just some other family dramas and stuff like that, but, and then again, it's also like some other things. But, I think it's for me, it's like, we don't really do like the whole Thanksgiving that often because it's of a lot of the people in the family are like, well, why do Thanksgiving thing there when we're gonna see each other on Christmas, as far as that goes. But although it's not like we really have to go to every Thanksgiving or every Christmas as far as that goes, that we can do like every other Thanksgiving and every other Christmas as far as that goes. It's not like we have to do it every year. But I don't think I really remember the last time we actually had like Thanksgiving at the house and where we hosted. I think it might have been like maybe 93 or 94 or something like that, But I think as far as with Christmas, I think the last time we had hosted it was probably around 97 or 98. And I think that was right around the time when there was all this crazy shit that was going on that year. In 97, or was it like 98, I think. I mean, not just that Christmas, but then it was, I forgot what was the other Christmas that we had that year. What was 90, what was it, like 97 or 98 or 99, but then it was like, but then I think the last Christmas we might have hosted there, or I mean not hosted, I mean the last Christmas I probably went to one of the relatives' place was probably like, I think maybe like 2011 or 2012 or something like that. That was probably pretty recent. But I think it's just my memory starting to get all that way, because now I'm already older at this point, I mean, I don't really feel like I'm that old, to tell the truth, but in a way, as far as Thanksgiving and all that. And there's also like New Year's, because then New Year's is another thing that everybody is also gets all hyped up about, or even stressed up about, as far as that goes, depending on how you look at it there. And it's the same way as far as with like Christmas, that sometimes those things are just get stressed. It gets stressing for certain people because of how some of them is just keeping up appearances. Others, it's just drama, and then there's also a lot of other people that get stressed out over this time of year because of the uncertainty of things, which is kind of normal for people to get all uncertain about everything, But I realized, as far as all of that, I probably shouldn't really be stressed out too much about it, because it's like this only thing happens like once a year, as far as Christmas and Thanksgiving, and of course New Year's, as far as that goes. And I think a lot of it was just people were just stressing over there because of the election and all that, but I'm not saying that we should like give that guy a chance or not, but it's just that it's just a wait and see kind of thing, but I'm kind of wondering, as far as what else there is to do at this point, because I don't really want to go around and do these kind of stupid little jobs like that. And the truth was, I never really wanted those type of jobs in the first place. Well, I take that back. As far as that goes, at the time, that I wasn't really completely against working and all that, as far as that goes. It was just simply that I just didn't want to work just for the sake of job experience, I mean, that was one of my biggest little things that I had at that time, was having to work just for the sake of job experiences, when I just really wanted to get paid for it. But I don't know what's going to really happen with all that now. So, here it is. I'm at the lookout point, the usual kind of place that I always go there, for my vlogs and all that. But in a way, it's hard for me to try to say like what it is on my mind as far as now. But I figure with all this kind of stuff going on, with that, I think it's like, who knows what will happen as far as what the future holds. And it was this one episode of Duckman, I think, that kind of answered my question about like why we should never really know what our future is, because of the fact that this one episode of Duckman where he saw like these different versions of himself, like there was this one version of him that was rage, and there was another version of him that was where he's homeless, another version where he's a lifer, another version where he was this and that, and they were all telling him like this way this way or that way to get like to do this or do that, you know. And then towards the end, there was a version of him in the past on his wedding day, or was it the night before? But like asked him how things are going to be with Beatrice, his dead wife, you know. And then that kind of also got answered all of my questions as far as that goes with the future. I mean, in a way, it's like there would have been different versions of me at that point, you know, as far as the whole multiverse here goes, you know. All these other versions of me around here, you know, different existing in different timelines, you know, of the same kind of thing. And me that's like being like the next Mark Zuckerberg or Bill Gates of some sort, or on the opposite end of the spectrum, or just like this now. But who knows, really? Who knows what the whole thing is going to be as far as next year? You know, and that's sort of the whole reason why I always do these kind of vlogs here, is that it's just for me to kind of to look back where I'm at, you know, or at least to stay where I'm at in all of these kind of things. Especially if anybody had heard that song, In the Back of the Box Drawer by Shelley Wright, you know. But in some ways, that's what it is here. So, anyways, talk to you guys later.